Okay, this is gonna be a rant video. I don't like doing rant videos, but this one deserves its own video because back in 2023, actually, let me just describe my workflow. I own a Samsung Galaxy S6 Lite. It's not the most powerful tablet, I get that. It's also not the most highest end. I'm pretty sure I believe the S8 or the S9 is out, but I mean, I just use the S6 Lite because for my workflow, it works perfectly fine. I don't need to buy an ultra high-end Samsung device to get my work done. All I need is a note-taking device, an all-in-one that has decent battery life. Hell, surprisingly good battery life. The S6 Lite can last about like 3 days without charge. That's how good it is for me. At least that's a bit for my workflow. I perfectly enjoy it, and it works perfectly fine for what I need it to do. So I got my S6 Lite back in I think 2021, and ever since 2021, I always wanted a method to connect my computer to my Samsung S6 Lite, particularly the Notes app. And the main reason as to why I wanted to do that is because I wanted the capability to sync my notes to my PC. So that's why I can generate PDFs and everything else, or modify the notes in however way I wish on my computer. And the second reason is because the Samsung Notes app is honestly the best performing app for note taking, at least on on the Samsung S6 Lite. Because I've tried other note taking apps, but for my purposes, the Samsung S6 Lite, the Samsung Notes app worked perfect on the S6 Lite. I have no other reason to use any other notes, and I perfectly enjoyed it. I mean, I had pen support, I had cleanup support, I had multiple tools. It even had automatic shape recognition and everything else like that. It worked for my purposes, and it was already built in. I had no other reason to do anything else. But when I tried downloading the Notes app onto my PC to sync the notes, and also, while I'm a university student, I like taking screenshots of my lecture content and then posting it in my notes. So that's why I can, actually integrate it better. So, for example, I can have, I can just screenshot part of the tutorial questions, and then afterwards I write notes, my workings and everything on my Notes app using my normal tablet, and so on and so forth. Like this sort of integrated workflow. And it's not like as if it's impossible. I mean, both work over Wi-Fi. Samsung Notes has a sync function. It should work perfectly fine. And yet, however, back in 2021 or 2022, I've noticed that the Samsung app does not exist on the Microsoft Store. Well, I mean, it did exist back then, but you weren't allowed to download it from the official Microsoft Store without uh, if you didn't own a Galaxy Book. So Samsung had already released its Galaxy Book lineup around that time. So you needed to have a Galaxy Book. You needed to have a Samsung branded device in order to use the Samsung Notes app, even if it's running Windows, which was stupid to me at the time, considering the fact that, well, it's Samsung. Well, I mean, what separates? Actually, I'll get to this rant later. All right, let me just continue my thing. It was stupid to me at the time, so I decided, okay, is there a way around this? And surprisingly, there was. I can download the direct M6 package or MSIX package from a third party. Now, granted, this was from a third party source. I cannot guarantee that I didn't get a virus or anything, but it was the best I had at the time. I downloaded it, I blindly trusted it, took a leap of faith, and uh, surprisingly, I downloaded it and it needed an update, even though I wasn't on a Galaxy Book. I wasn't on a Galaxy Book. And no, Samsung, I am not going to be purchasing one of your own products to run your stupid app. All right, that's just never happening. All right, I have a powerful desktop machine. I don't like using laptops that much. I like using desktops. You guys don't do desktops, so I had no choice but to go about this roundabout way. At the time, the app updated perfect. Like the app got recognized by MS Store and actually did update. And after that update, it worked flawlessly. I was able to sign in, sync with my computer. Now, sure, I didn't have any note-taking capability because, well, it wasn't a touchscreen. I didn't have any Wacom tablet to connect to the desktop. But at the same time, I didn't need it because I already had a tablet anyways. So I didn't need it. For my purposes, all I needed was just screenshotting tool and also PDF formatting tools, like, just convert it to a PDF so that's why I can save it into my OneDrive or Google Cloud or alternative options. I had, like, it integrated my workflow extremely well, and I didn't need to worry about anything. It just worked perfectly out of the box through the workaround. This functionality ceased during 2024 when Samsung, I believe maybe it was pressure from Microsoft, maybe it was pressure from some other third party, uh, board member or something, maybe the EU, maybe America. I'm not too sure. I haven't done the research. But in 2020, I can't even speak. In 2024, Samsung now allowed this app to be downloaded by everyone. So you didn't need a computer, like you didn't need a Samsung device to download this app. And you can see, oh, sorry, this is Galaxy Cloud. I'll get to this. So if you type Samsung Notes, all right. Yeah, it says open, you can download it. Now you can see the 1.9 star rating, and there's a very good reason for that. I'll get to it. So you can definitely download the app, but then you can see that there's suddenly this disclaimer at the bottom. Samsung Notes is optimized for Samsung Galaxy Books. Other computers may have issues running it. I have some very big issues with that statement right there. I'll get to that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it just goes into the description on what Samsung Notes is. But this disclaimer right above the install button, or actually in this case it's the open button, but it's the install button if you're going to be looking at MS Store for the first time. This disclaimer is literally there, and it's being enforced there for literally no reason. There is no reason for this disclaimer to exist, because I'm an electrical engineer. I do hardware stuff. I know what goes into a computer, all right? I know what goes into the Galaxy Books. Samsung does not have any special sauce behind the exact hardware in a Galaxy Book because, number one, it's running direct Windows. It's not an ARM-based processor. It doesn't require ARM-based processors. It's pure x86 or, well, 64-bit, either your call. It's pure x86. It's an Intel processor. It uses regular DDR4 RAM, not some wizard quantum mechanic bullshit. It doesn't have any sort of special SSD. It doesn't have a special dedicated motherboard or anything else like that. It's just a regular PC, a regular x86 processor, a regular RAM, DDR4 or DDR5, depends on which generation you buy. It's a completely normal laptop, but it has the name Samsung on it. And that name, and by name alone, is the sole reason as to why this stupid app does not work on my system. Because back in 2024, they opened it up to the masses in name only. Because what they did is that they had completely disabled sign-in or sync to all other computers. Samsung. What is the difference between a regular desktop and your Galaxy Books, apart from the name Galaxy or Samsung Galaxy? What is the bloody difference between the two? Between a regular laptop or a regular desktop or literally any other Windows machine compared to your piece of crap? Why can I not select the Sync with Samsung Cloud? Every single time I select this, it just does not work. And in fact, if you look at the reviews for everybody else, I did post my review. But if you look at the review of everyone else, sort by, where's the see all? All right, not most helpful. I'm going to go by lowest rated because this is the truth. And if you look at the actual reviews in general, if you look at the rating, Microsoft Store, I have issues with that later. But if you look at the rating over here, you can see 1 stars overwhelmingly take the majority of this. And there's a very good reason for that. You select see all, lowest rated. Galaxy Books run this only. This is my review right over here. And I'm exactly describing this. If you want to pause the video and watch this, feel free to go ahead. But then you can see lags and everything else. Oh, with my Lenovo, it's unresponsive. Well, something without having notes. Why won't you make this available to people? Yeah, see, this person's talking about The lack of sync made it by restricting the sync feature. Another thing, greedy move. Why on earth would you have to make it useless? Yeah, there we go. Login button is not working. Worst note over. There are thousands of reviews. There, okay, maybe not thousands, but like at least 100 reviews, if not more, that are describing the exact same issue that I have right now. Again, why? This, I okay. Assuming that Samsung did this just to like comply with maybe Windows or EU regulations to not restrict applications or perfectly working applications to only the Samsung brand. This is literally malicious compliance. All right, if you are like opening this up to the masses just to apply to compliance, this is literally malicious compliance. Or alternatively, and this could also be worse or better, it depends on your point of view, you literally open this up to the masses only to make sure that they do not have this workaround feature anymore. So the M6 installation package that I utilized in order to run Samsung Notes before, that no longer works because you notice that other people are actually using this, and you decided, okay, we can't let that happen. We can't give the people too much power. We can't let the people have nice things. We can't improve workflow. That will completely ruin our economy by preventing people from downloading a Galaxy Book. Well, allow me to tell you the truth, Samsung. Nobody's going to be buying a stupid Galaxy Book just to run your stupid Samsung Notes. All right? I am genuinely tempted, and I will go to really far lengths to get this stupid app running. I am fully willing to run uh, an Android emulator, particularly I believe it's Google. What's that Google Android emulator called again? Android Studio. I am fully willing to run Android Studio an running a Samsung Flash or a Samsung ROM just to run this stupid Notes app, so that's why I can have sync proper capability on my Windows machine. Because that's how much I hate Samsung. That's how much I would never be buying a stupid Galaxy Book if this is the sort of bullshit that you are applying over here. I if this is what you're trying to do, Samsung, if this is what you're trying to do on a basic Notes app, imagine what other bullshit you have lying around the corner for other applications, for other work capabilities, for other applications on your own smartphones. I got ads on my Samsung Wallet. The wallet app that I use in order to buy stuff and everything else. Why am I getting ads for a stupid Z Flip? I already have an S24. All right, Samsung, you won. You own you won. I own a Samsung product, but after seeing that stupid ad on my phone telling me to hurry up, you need to buy the latest Z Flip. Congratulations. I'm no longer going to be a customer. I cannot be a customer of you if these are the stupid practices you do. These are the ridiculous anti-consumer practices you do. I cannot, in good faith, ever recommend Samsung to anybody. In fact, I would actually recommend people not to buy Samsung. Buy other products. Look into other products. Never buy a Samsung again. And this is not just relying on... I'm not talking about, just Samsung phones or Samsung tablets or Samsung washing machines or Samsung tablets or fridges or anything. It's not just related to that. I'm also talking in microchips as well. All right? I'm not going to be buying any Samsung product ever again. I'm effectively boycotting Samsung out of my life because I cannot trust them in under any circumstances for anything at this point. All right? Your anti-consumerism practices have gone way beyond the line. They've crossed the line to the point in which I cannot recommend it to anybody else. All right? If you own a Samsung product, I highly recommend you look into something else, all right? Again, be it a fridge, be it a phone, be it anything else, look into other products. De-Samsung your life. People say de-Google your life. I'm saying de-Samsung your life. If you're in the Samsung ecosystem, get the hell out of it. Because it's only going to get worse, and it's clear Samsung is never going to learn from this unless they receive a major backlash. And they're not going to receive major backlash. And that's the problem. That's why I'm making this rant video, because I know it's not much, but I'm trying to at least get other people to recognize what Samsung is doing and why it's completely, again, in complete bad faith. And yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just generally tired. I'm just so pissed off. All right, I'm really really pissed off. But yeah, that's my video. Don't buy a Samsung. Don't just buy something else. And yeah, my name is KZ. Have a good day, I guess, or a nice night.